So, without any further ado, unless anyone has any objections, I vote that we go ahead and begin.
I object. You can't handle the truth.
I hit the button.
November 26th, 1924. You've been working tirelessly with shovel, spade, and trowel in the Egyptian Valley of Kings. The sun beats down upon you as you carefully unveil the facade of an ancient structure cut deep into the cliff face, as sand cuts against yours. Buried by the sands of several millennia, your party of contracted laborers work like busy ants, and soon a doorway is uncovered. You stand proudly at the top of 13 steps that descend into an entryway covered by a large stone slab. Under your watchful gaze, the laborers construct a primitive pulley system, and they begin to hoist the heavy slab, blocking the tomb's entrance into the sky. While you all stand around watching, a newspaper reporter walks up to you and begins to ask your intentions. He approaches Wallace first. Excuse me, sir. I'm with the Cairo Gazette. I was wondering if I could get your words, just who you are, why you're here, and what you plan to do here with this dig.
Oh, the Cairo Gazette! What a wonderful rag! Yes. I believe they have you in the hotel. So essentially, what we have here, my good man, is a discovery which will parallel that of the New World itself.
That of the New World itself. Well, that's certainly quite a claim, I would believe. What have you to substantiate such a claim?
I believe that we have found the doorway to a previously unknown necropolis, undiscovered in the 1920s. Can you believe it?
Absolutely incredible. Now, who here are your confidants standing about watching the laborers?
So this is Professor... I don't remember your name, dude.
Luther?
Professor Luther.
There we go.
He is the fine gentleman leading this expedition.
Ah, yes. So, what are you a professor in, Dr. Luther?
Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Ah, how fitting, how fitting. I don't believe I've read any of your work.
It's a lot of it seems to mirror my favorite tutor, Margaret Murray. A lot of the same works. My favorite is Ancient Egyptian Legends. I have a signed copy here.
A signed copy. We'll be sure to get a Stuart, get a picture of us with the with this signed copy of the Book of Egyptian. And
I
as
make
he
sure to
says
be
that,
in the back of the frame of this image.
yes, and as you do so, one of those big old-timey cameras with the flash pans. He sets it up and says, "On the mark of 3, 1, 3," and then poof. Excellent. Now I believe we have a couple of other folks here to get words from for the paper.
Indeed. We have here George. What the hell are you? Architect? Archaeologist. I don't know why I keep thinking architect. We have here our fine archaeologist, George.
Right.
Dr. George, it's a pleasure to meet you. How long have you been in the field of archaeology?
Pleasure's all mine. Very long time. Very long time. Very long time.
Fascinating. Have you ever made a discovery like this before, Doctor?
No.
Well, all right. Short, simple, and to the point. This must be very exciting for you.
Very.
Man of few words. I like him. Who appears to be the large burly gentleman standing in the rear?
Ah, yes. The large gentleman picked a name that I also do not remember. Oh, I'm I'm talking about you, Colin.
Yes, yes, I'm Everett. I run the security around here.
Security? Who would have thought that a dig site in the middle of the desert would require security? That's going to make a juicy story, won't it?
Well, I am quite a valuable man.
Oh, I wish not to insinuate anything else, mister.
I was really waiting for that, Mr.
Yeah. Mr. Whatever your name is. But as the interviewer continues to drill you with a great... You're all standing close enough to smell the stale
It's not
air
a
from the
hefty
dark
slab,
hallway.
it's just big bone.
But if you do choose, you could look into the walls of the chamber with your match for the time that it is lit.
I'll be real with you, Keeper Man. I'm gonna use it to light a cigarette. And then whatever's left after that, maybe I'll do something practical.
You.
You light a cigarette, and what to all of you would be the sweet smell of tobacco begins to meld with the stale, fetid air. Sir Wallace, it does just a tad begin to singe at your eyes. It is not a great combination of sensations, but it is certainly a calming experience for you. What do you plan to do in the hallway?
I have matches.
I also have matches, but all I have to light with them are cigarettes.
I have a cigar.
I have a candle.
I'm going to take out my writing pad, rip out a piece of paper,
I have a candle.
light it with a match,
I have a candle.
and then light.
Let me
his
light my candle.
I want to light my candle now.
Well, you may both take these actions if you wish.
I don't take mine because he has a candle.
I have a candle.
All right. So you light your candle, and it's not a lot of light, but it is a consistent source of light, and you are able to notice that you are in a passageway. It looks to be perhaps 30 feet in length and fairly. There's no debris on the floor. The walls are littered with symbols and glyphs that, in your candlelight, from a distance, only appear as scribbles, even to the most learned man.
Is there any kind of like... Are there any indicators of like former light sources, like torches or lanterns or anything on the walls? Like maybe an old torch that's still got a little life in it or something?
Being that you're looking for something specific like that, I'm not going to require a roll for it. You notice that in a couple of places there do appear to be small cracks that lead to some larger cracks in the walls, but it doesn't appear that there was ever anything hanging from them.
Gotcha. All right.
And this is there are no doors that we see. Yeah.
That is correct. From where you are standing, you cannot see any doors.
Can I try the spot hidden?
Go for it. Give me a spot hidden roll.
Is that just a D100?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. George. do you have more candles or just the one?
4.
Okay. How many?
Woo!
That is a fumble. You're looking for low numbers.
God damn it! That's right. Fuck.
So.
It's because I didn't put my thoughts where they needed to be. I was thinking high.
While you're looking for potential hidden passageways, running your hands across the walls, you're not necessarily looking where your feet are, and you trip. Your head conks into the floor rather solidly, and you take 1 point of damage.
Fuck! I only have 9 HP, so now I have 8. Ow.
I move over to pick him up and make sure he's okay. Just to give him a little check out, help him get off the floor.
You can absolutely do that. Call of Cthulhu is about inter-player role-playing, so don't feel bad. Don't feel afraid to say, "Luther, are you all right?" And I help him up, something like that.
Luther.
Okay. I say, Luther, are you all right? Just loud enough to, in my mind, make sure my boss noticed me. Go over there and lift him up. Are you okay, sir? Did you hurt your head or anything?
Oh, I'll be fine. Fucking
Okay.
criminy.
And what is my boss's
Luther
name
does
again?
notice. It's Sir Wallace. He's in the room.
Alrighty.
As Dr. Luther removes a hand from his head, there does appear to be a rather nasty gash, and it is bleeding, though it doesn't look fatal.
Okay, now I was in the army, so I imagine I have a bit of medical experience. Does anyone have a bandage? Anything? A wrap, gauze, anything? Perhaps even a sleeve?
Everett, give me a first aid check.
How do I do that? I have
Roll your
a D10 and a
D100.
D100.
Yeah, so look on your character sheet and see what your first aid skill is.
First aid, 50%, 25 over 10.
All right, so that means for a success, you need to roll lower than a 50.
Okay, so do I roll both?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
100 and the 10? Okay. And I will never lie to you guys, so you can trust me.
I trust you.
Oh, look at that, zeros. No,
004.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah,
You just
absolutely.
crit success.
That's
Really?
an extreme success.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so not only do you know how to patch him up, but I would go as far as to say that in your pack you probably have brought a bandage just in case of this exact eventuality.
Okay.
And with an extreme, I would say, Luther, you're back up to full HP. I'd say that's got you tied up pretty well.
There you go, sir. You seem to be healed up nicely.
Thank you.
Mr. Wallace, please be sure to watch your step around here. I'll help keep track for you.
Well handled, Everett. Well handled.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's
So I still
job.
just lost that 1 HP, yeah.
You lost 1 HP, and then you regained it when he patched you up.
Okay.
But most importantly, you're not bleeding anymore.
I was gonna dab it up with beef jerky, so. It's the only thing I have.
Luther,
Alrighty. I'd like to
Yes.
make sure I take.
these scribbles on the wall, are they hieroglyphs?
Am I close enough to see it, or do I have to do anything for that? I feel like I should be right there.
Approach the wall
You-
carefully now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Leaning back while
it just-
walking.
did anyone else
Please, Luther,
take a
watch your
candle?
step.
Or is George still the only one?
Oh,
with a
I never
candle?
heard actually, George. George,
Mm.
how many candles do you have?
4.
Is that counting the burning one?
Yes.
Okay, 1 candle it is. So we must move as a mass.
Of course.
Well, this way then, George. Let us look at the symbology on the wall.
Yes. Let me look at the symbology on the wall. What do I see?
All right, as stamp that. No. Right. So as you all approach, both pretty much everyone but Colin, you should all be able to certainly recognize that these are Egyptian hieroglyphs. Luther, you may be able to determine what exactly it is they mean. If you roll an Egyptian hieroglyphs language roll.
Luther.
I'm going to roll that boy. What's this look like?
Language Egyptian hieroglyphs.
Yeah.
Do you have a 50 in
70%,
Oh, no.
35 over 14.
Someone has a 50 in their second language. Maybe it's George.
Well, I have 3. So I have Egyptian hieroglyphics, English, German, and Latin.
Oh, okay. That's what it was.
Latin's my lowest at 50, then German 60, English 80, Egyptian hieroglyphs 70. So that's a D1 hundo, yeah?
Yeah.
That's right.
Roll on D100.
Nice.
Let's go.
Is that a hard success? What's your hard number?
Egyptian hieroglyphs 35, 14.
So
Yes.
hard success, yeah.
That is a hard success. So those numbers are your 1/2 and 1/4, 1/5, and so that represents a hard or an extreme success. So
I had a hard success, and if I would have gotten a 14, that would be an extreme success.
correct.
Okay.
So with your hard success, you're able to not only tell that these are Egyptian hieroglyphs, but tracing them with your hand through the dim lamplight, as pieces of limestone begin to break off of them in your fingers as you're getting a bit too energetic with it. The etchings, they seem to tell a story. They depict a pharaoh who appears to possess great powers beyond those of any ordinary mortals or any pharaoh that you're aware of existing. The images are disjointed, but they show him smiting those who do not follow his rule, with bolts of lightning from the sky, as well as with what appear to be Anubis-like creatures.
We're so fucking dead.
While you're tracing your fingers across these hieroglyphs, you notice that the cracks that were evident while Wallace was looking with his dimmed matchlight, the cracks appear to be much deeper than they initially appeared. They're not superficial. These cracks are deep. You can fit your fingers all the way in them.
South Carolina road cracks, huh?
Oh my god. We're in the temple of I-26.
As well as you are beginning to, as you are reading with the whole party following in dim candlelight, the end of the room slowly comes into view. The far end of the passage is a sealed archway etched with symbols and hieroglyphs similar to those that are on the door as well as the walls. Several sections of plaster are chipped off, and near the bottom you can see a few artifacts: a small table, a golden chest, a couple of trinkets that seem to be sitting around it.
I don't have to read Egyptian hieroglyphs to know that that door says "Do not enter."
Hey Kyle, does that door say "Do not enter"?
Give me a hieroglyphs check.
Additional references. Roll.
No one's touched the weird shit yet. I'm proud. There you go. Hard success. Or is that just a regular success?
Yeah, that's
regular.
That's a regular success. As far as you can tell, it does not. But you're not able to translate these hieroglyphs. They appear to be broken and chipped away.
Instead of repeating everything, can we just assume that I do that way? The whole party knows everything. I'm gonna speak it out loud.
Yeah, I would be okay with that.
Anubis-like creatures. Very interesting. I wonder if they do the whole weigh your heart versus the feather.
As you are all standing around, a couple of stones chip off of the ceiling and fall around you. Not large enough to hurt anyone, but enough to let you know that the air may be growing thin within this cavern.
Well, gentlemen, I am afraid we probably will have to make a decision about moving forward or joining the furniture in here after we run out of air and die.
I feel like my
This
character
fetish.
is obsessed with the hieroglyphs, so I'm just gonna continue to look at them and touch them and writing them down on my pad, trying to copy them if I can.
So, just a thought. Stone, do you have a pen or a pencil?
I do have a writing pad, pen, and pencils.
You can stencil them. Hold the paper up over them and do it that way. That way you get a real good copy.
For that, Kyle.
No, you just do that, and if you wish to mark that down on your sheet as hieroglyphic etchings, you can.
Something tells me it's not.
Funnily
gonna
enough,
last too long.
So, okay, this is probably a long shot, right? But I've done a spot of painting in my time. Could I perhaps try to deduce, like, maybe through looking at, like, the technique through which these hieroglyphs are done, could I kind of try and get just a vague idea of how old they are? Like, I'm literally talking about the methodology through which they are carved into the stone, like the way a painter turns his brush tells you what era of painting he was in. It's only 30% success, so.
I was gonna say, given that it is your passion, I would say, yeah, absolutely, you can try that.
All right, let's see what happens.
Mr. Wallace.
Oh
Mr.
my
Luther,
God, 25.
Quickly now.
25.
A regular success.
I would say that looking at these hieroglyphs, they're curious to you. Their patterns do not seem to follow any one period of Egyptian hieroglyphy or art, but rather they seem to have different periods scattered throughout.
Okay. Okay. So back to this archway with the. Am I right in saying the archway is like bricked in, or it has a door in it?
It has a massive stone slab, not dissimilar to
This
the
guy
one-
right fucking here. Sorry.
not dissimilar to the one that closed you in here, though smaller.
Right.
And
And then
at
next
the bottom,
to that is the table, or is the table like in front of that?
the table and the chest are directly in front of it.
Okay. I will approach the table, and I'm starting to get a little vibe from this place, Keeper. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, I'm pretty well caught up on the occult, and how weird people do weird things. Does this box have any kind of, like, does this golden chest have any kind of symbols or art or anything on it? Like, I'm thinking this is probably like a shrine or something.
I would let you roll occult, spot hidden, archaeology, appraise. Any of those would probably work.
Alright, I am gonna go with occult because that is my best skill.
Question: how much time has
And
passed
I
since?
am going to fail. Just a regular fail, a 77.
Can I do something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I read the hieroglyphics?
Can you?
Yeah.
What's your percentages?
Keeper, how much time has passed since we discussed that air was running out?
It's been a few minutes. The candle in George's hand is dripping down. It might be a quarter of the way depleted at this point.
Am I starting to physically feel that shortening of breath, anything like that?
Not yet. The air is thinning, and the ceiling is crackling. However, at this current juncture, none of you are at risk of asphyxiating. Before we get to George's roll, Wallace, while you weren't able to discern anything from the chest necessarily. You did notice not only that the glyphs on the stone slab were different to those on the wall, but also that there appears to be as you can feel it, a stream of air coming from behind this chest.
Ah, okay. Gentlemen, there is air coming from behind this chest, presumably on the other side of the slab.
And George, you absolutely may still attempt to read the hieroglyphs.
I guess I'd roll an archaeology roll. I thought I could read ancient Egyptian, but my languages are Arabic and English. I didn't see any ancient
So that's why
Egyptian.
I thought that only stones
Question.
basically had the hieroglyphics language.
Answer.
When is my credit rating going to come into play in this?
It might.
My credit? This is so interactive. Like, this is so immersive.
I have a
So
good-
the way credit rating works in Call of Cthulhu, credit rating is your D&D spending level.
Yeah, which is never used in D&D.
No.
40% for me.
Mine is shit. Like 20%.
I don't pay you that well.
Apparently not.
Georgia, if you wish to roll an archaeology roll, I would allow that for you to discern the gist of the hieroglyphs on the door. Is that what you're looking at, or on the slab?
Let me read both. That's okay.
The slab and
Yes. One after the other.
the slab and what?
The door.
The door and the slab are the same thing.
You
Oh,
mean the
excuse me.
archway and the slab? Or like
Oh,
the chest
yeah,
and
yeah,
the slab?
sorry.
Oh, also, I couldn't discern it, but was there anything on the chest? Like just generally, or is it just gold?
It's ornately decorated,
Okay.
and there are glyphs, but none that necessarily mean anything to you.
Right.
Alright, you ready?
Absolutely.
71.
Fair.
What's your archaeology score?
70%.
George,
Well, if
do you want to
okay,
push it?
so Well, hold on. There are two things you can do in this
or spend
instance.
luck.
And this applies to any non-combat roll. You have two options. You can push a roll that you failed, which means you get to roll it again. However, if you fail, there will be a consequence. And the other thing is you could spend luck. So if you spend 1 point of luck, then you would take your 70 down, or your 71 down to a 70, and that would make this a pass.
What do I do it?
It is only 1 point.
Oh no. My luck is now 64. I have spent it.
All right.
Also,
so-
in a meta sense, this guy is most likely dead at the end of this session, so, you know.
So with
You're
your
right, says me.
archaeology roll, you're looking at the glyphs on the slab, and they seem to not be glyphs but sigils. They're not Egyptian in nature. While you're observing it, you do also notice that there are limestone chips all across the floor of this slab, which is the same material that the slab is made of.
So they're both made of the same material?
Okay.
There are chips on the floor of the slab. The slab has been chipped away, is what you.
Oh, by a tool.
May I ask a question?
You just did.
Of course.
What? Thank you, that was my question. What is the spot hidden skill, and how can I use